Hey guys, Elite 4 Sean here, and welcome back to another episode of Toonstruck. In the last episode, I let myself get caught so we could do the little prison minigame and the puzzle safe. And we used the portable hole, and here we are. Let's continue.
Hey, we made it! We didn't get lost, or implode, or anything.
Implode? You never said anything about imploding. If you thought a guy might implode, you could at least warn him ahead of time.
From why it needs to be stamped.
I ink, therefore I am. I'm sure this is only mildly illegal. The, king would like to redeem his free rental voucher
I don't believe I've talked to the Scarecrow yet, but this costume is for the Scarecrow.
Let's see. The voucher's authorized? Cool! Okay, well, first let me give you his free gift.
You mean his free rental?
No, I mean his free gift. Here you go.
It's a fly suit.
Yeah, it didn't really, work out as a rental. Nobody around here wants to look like a fly, I guess. But I thought, maybe Hugh would like it as a token of appreciation for his business and stuff.
Great! I can't wait to show him.
And don't forget his free rental. Is King Hugh looking for anything in particular?
We'll know it when we see it.
Okay, take whichever one you want.
He likes that
Just
one,
a
the
sec.
Scarecrow does.
Here you go. Enjoy, okay?
Okay. Hello?
Drew, what do you think you're doing?
Well, I thought maybe,
You thought this rag-clad bundle of straw was alive, didn't you?
No. Well, okay, maybe I did. It's not like I haven't seen weirder stuff.
Oh, Drew. Even in my world, the Scarecrow is just a... Hello? Scarecrow.
You were saying?
Hey, did one of you minxes call me a rag-clad bundle of straw? Or did that all happen in some beastly dream? I don't know. Dreams are the strangest things, aren't they? I had to simply divine one the other day. I was floating high above the world, the wind gently cradling and caressing me as I gracefully swooped and pirouetted in the air. Oh, and through all of it, I was wearing this teal chiffon scarf that was to die for. It can be really quite devastating, waking up from a dream like that, can't it?
Wow.
Yeah. So, Mr. Scarecrow, what are you doing here? Just hanging around?
Hardly. If you must know, I'm watching over my babies.
Your babies?
The crows, darling, the crows.
You might want to take another look at your job description. As far as I know, scarecrows are supposed to scare crows.
For your information, I am not a scarecrow. I am a carecrow. Who do you think cares for all the little birds? Florence Nightingale?
Sounds about right.
And take it from me, bullying birds is one thing, but it takes a much stronger sort to look after them. Why, the wear and tear from throwing seed alone. Just look at these hands. Are these the hands of the idol? I don't think so, sailor. Well, I suppose it's the price I pay for not wearing rubber gloves. But have you seen the gaudy colors those things come in? Yuck. No thank you. I'd rather my hands fell off at the sleeve than be caught wearing those fashion faux pas. I know, I'm terrible, aren't I?
Well, I have to say, you are the smartest dressing carecrow I've ever met.
Oh, you are a sweetheart, aren't you?
Oh, I dig the cloak. It's good.
This old thing? Hate it. I call it Cape Fear. It's not like I had any choice in the matter, I'd give anything for a nice new outfit. Actually, I'd give
What a
this cloak.
coincidence.
I'm afraid it's all I've got. I don't suppose you boys could find it in your hearts? Oh, but no, what am I saying? I've crossed the line. I'm asking much too much.
I suppose we could help you out.
Really? Would you?
Am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? We're going clothes shopping for a scarecrow?
Tell you what, you give us a cloak and we'll get you a nice sport coat or something.
A sport coat? How positively dismal! No, this has to be the right outfit. I want something I can wear all day long and all year round, but it doesn't have to be out of this world. I don't want to have a hair out of place, nothing too sappy, and not too many bells and whistles. I don't want a big top, and definitely no cross-dressing. Got that?
Sure. I know exactly the outfit you need.
Yeah, so do I. A straight jacket.
It must be kind of lonely for a sociable guy like yourself, hanging around in this empty cornfield.
Yeah, I mean, face it. You could probably talk the ears off a cornstalk.
Well, you fellas certainly have my number. I do like a good chinwag. Chatting with you is so much fun. I'm having a ball. I feel I could tell you two anything, everything, and you'd understand.
Oh, good.
Don't get me wrong, I love my babies. Bless their little feathered hearts. But I'm afraid gossiping with them is a bit of a one-way street, if you know what I mean. To their credit, they are good listeners. And that's very important, as we all know. I mean, don't you just want to scream when you get stuck with someone who goes on and on and on, and doesn't let you get a word in edgeways? Yes!
The barn is a disaster. Let me guess. Nefarious.
Who else? He zapped everything in sight with that hideous ray of his. A zap zap here, and a zap zap there. Here a zap, there a zap.
Everywhere is zap zap.
You must have been worried that Nefarious would hit you.
I was. I'm glad I was able to outrun him.
Yeah, good thing you outrun him?
Just a little joke.
So I gather you don't get to the palace much.
You gather right, honey. But I do have an occasional chat-see with King Hugh. That poor, poor man.
I really feel for the guy. It must be rough having your kingdom come under attack.
Oh, you big silly. That's the least of his troubles. I mean, just look at his ensemble.
Huh?
Those baggy royal robes. Ugh, I just cringe. I mean, you'd think a monarch could afford a tailor. Now, if I were king, having impeccable dress sense would be mandatory for all my subjects. Needless to say, I'd lead by example. And believe you me, I'd get tough on those who continue to show poor taste in their wardrobes. I'd rule with a moisturized fist in a cherry velvet glove. Oh, what a darling little world that would be, don't you think?
Sure. A fashion dictatorship headed up by a straw man? Sounds swell.
So if we bring you a new outfit, you'll give us your cloak, right?
Honey, for a new outfit, I'll give you my cloak and sing Act 2 of West Side Story.
Thanks. But we'll just stick with a cloak.
So, how does a nice Parker sound?
A parka? What are you trying to do? Kill me with humiliation? Slay me with dreariness? Oh, the hideous monotony! I can't breathe!
Okay, no Parker. Now, what should we bring you?
I told you. I want something I can wear all day long and all year round, but it doesn't have to be out of this world. I don't want to have a hair out of place, nothing too sappy, and not too many bells and whistles. I don't want a big top, and definitely no cross-dressing.
Well, at least he isn't picky.
Well, we gotta be going.
All right, boys, but don't forget about your friend the Carecrow. Be sure to keep me posted, as if I wasn't already.
I think we found what you're looking for.
Oh, goody, goody, goody! No, please!
Oh god.
Oh no, look at the scarecrow. This is terrible.
Yeah, after all that effort, our costume is ruined.
This guy's as rank as a row of soldiers. Oh, that was sweet. Bizarre, but sweet.
You realize it'll end in divorce. They just have nothing in common.
Yeah, just go up and get those, will you, Flux?
Flux, could you go up there and grab those nuts?
Sure. You never know when some extra nuts will come in handy.
I forgot something back in Kyoto.
She has an interesting look, sort of a nouveau retro. Mind if I borrow your book?
Like, then what am I supposed to read? Any book is like way better than no book at all.
Excuse us. Excuse us?
Excuse us!
Okay, like you're excused. Oh my god! Like, where is my head today? I'm Misfit. Welcome to the Costumerama.
Good book?
Not even. I am like a total agnostic.
No, I meant, do you like your book? Like?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad book, you know? I mean, there's like nothing more noble than the written word.
What a crazy coincidence! Why, I was just saying that to Drew here. Books are the best. They're the tops. Good old books. Oh, all those words and everything. Woo! Can't get enough of them.
Give it up, Flux. Whatever you're thinking, it's not gonna happen.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, Drew. So, Misfit, how about you and I get together and, you know, read a few books by candlelight? Just the two of us.
Sounds rad. It's like totally cool that you're so into reading. You wouldn't believe the amount of jerks that try picking me up, pretending they like books. Thing is, I only have to talk to them for about 5 minutes before I see right through them. I usually get so totally irked that I end up walloping them with one of my karate kicks. I'm like a total black belt.
Ha! Really? Oh no, you know what? I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take a rain check on our little reading rendezvous. You see, Drew here needs my help. And I can't just up and desert him like that. Ain't that right, buddy?
That's right, buddy.
Bummer.
So, if you love books, why do you run a costume...
Costumerama? Well, like, I love costumes, too. I mean, what could be more totally profound than to, like, transcend your physical appearance? Plus, reading and costuming are really cool together, you know? I mean, a lot of my costumes are based on something I've read.
Like the Emperor's New Clothes.
Like the one I made after I read Camus. It was based on the unreasonable silence of the universe.
That I'd like to see.
Oh, sorry. It's like out on consignment.
Bummer. So what's that you're reading?
It's called Enigma. It's a book of insoluble puzzles.
Insoluble puzzles? Hey, what a blast! Say, why didn't they just make the book illegible while they were at it?
Hey, like, I'm open-minded, okay? I'll read anything.
I've got a book.
We are so out of here.
Yeah, quick, before you start talking like that all the time.
I never knew about this.
Would you like to trade books?
Mating habits of the malevolated forest squirrel? Oh my god! No way.
Way.
What a totally cool book. Thank you so much.
Ready for some speedy, convenient, and only relatively disturbing whole travel? We have arrived! Hi there, Mr. Robot.
Looks a lot
Robot,
like a darling.
do not belittle me, you diseased sack of offal. I am a synthetic mega ultra genius.
That's smug for short, right?
Ha! Very amusing. Make your cheap acronym-based cracks while you can, Pond Slime. One day, cybernetic beings, like myself, will take over the world. And when that day comes, life will not be a container of cherries for you and your kind. You will all be eradicated, exterminated, annihilated, obliterated, and terminated, of course, with extreme prejudice. Resistance will be futile.
A robot hell-bent on taking over the world. Now there's something new.
Yeah, this guy's a walking cliche. Except he's on wheels. What's with all the piles of junk? Trash collector on strike?
Fool! These piles of junk are the most sophisticated robots in the world, and I designed every one of them myself.
No offense, but this is obviously the work of a very sick mind.
Sick mind? You insult me. This is no mere mind. I'm equipped with a 100% synthetic, error-free positronic brain. A brain infinitely superior to the gray lump of mucus that shivers and sweats in your monkey skull. But that's not all. In parallel, my brain is supported by a one-of-a-kind, state-of-the-art, twin-turbo, self-cleaning, air-conditioned micro-macro processor.
Whoa, that's one hell of a chip you got on your shoulder.
Correct. Go ahead, ask me a question. I can answer anything.
You say you can answer anything, right?
Affirmative. Anything.
Then I have a question. What if someone were to ask you a question you couldn't answer?
Can't happen, period.
But suppose it did.
I told you, that can't happen.
So, you can't answer my question?
Fine, if it were to happen. Which it can't. I suppose well, first I'd experience excruciating pain as my circuits started to sizzle. Then I'd start to shake uncontrollably as I lost control of even the most basic functions. And finally, my head would hurtle into the air like a rocket, rendering me a useless heap of scrap metal with no more brain power than your average kitchen appliance. Did I mention that this cannot happen?
Good thing. That sizzling circuit stuff sounded like it would hurt.
Actually, the thought alone caused me considerable discomfort. Allow me to repay you in kind. Ah, that made it all better.
So who buys your, creations, anyway?
The elite of the Malevolans, of course. Count Nefarious himself is my best customer.
I bet he's a tough one to please.
There isn't a more cold-hearted, calculating, manipulative creature in the Malevolans. We get along like a domicile on fire. It's almost a pity that he, too, will die when the machines take over.
Do tell.
One glorious day, I will command an army of death machines, whose primary objective will be to rid the world of all lesser beings. That is to say, everything that is not a machine. Thanks to our superior minds, powerful bodies, and heavy-duty death guns, you and your kind will find yourselves deader than the nails that are used indoors.
That's what you think, Boltneck. But bear in mind that other catchy saying, don't count your young domestic fowls before they've hatched.
So, what sort of robotic masterpiece have you whipped up for his royal unpleasantness? A nose hair trimmer?
A bubble bath dispenser?
A robotic foot massage?
Of course not. All of my creations have one thing in common. This.
An electrified finger? That must be kinda limiting.
No, idiot. The ability to cause terrible pain. Or at least considerable inconvenience. For instance, I've just completed a device of the utmost importance. An impenetrable cell door for the Malevolence prison. Mark my words, no one will ever escape from the Count's jail again.
Hey, Drew, should we tell him about our little jailbreak?
Well, let's see. We would humiliate him, which is good. However, he would microwave us with his finger and have our toasted hides back in prison before we could say, ow, that hurts a lot.
Which is bad. Never mind.
Okay, I have to ask. What is all this stuff? Like that heap of components on the counter? Is it dinner, perhaps?
It's a work in progress. The latest in my new line of home security robots. First, there was the Bus Duster. A feather duster programmed to viciously disembowel any unauthorized user.
I could sure use one of those, babies. Happens all the time over at my place. Some jerk breaks in and tidies up.
Then I created the Securidil Ultra Secure Pickle Jar. Enter the wrong combination, and the lid explodes, sending razor-sharp shrapnel searing through your flesh.
Another winner!
And now, the Toastum brand security toasting system. The ultimate answer to illicit bread browning, should any unauthorized individual attempt to drop bread products into this toaster. Boom, shakalaka. They're toast. Ha, 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 ha.
You know, you'd think a guy this brilliant could come up with a better joke than that.
You think the joke was bad? Did you hear the laugh? Okay. You say you can answer any question, right? Well, I've got one for you.
You don't say.
If a tree falls in the woods, and there's no one around to hear it, does it make any sound?
Boy, that's a toughie.
What a ridiculous question. Obviously, the same sound waves would be generated, regardless of whether or not some moronic sentient being was within earshot.
Was that a yes?
You ever do any work inside the big guy's fortress?
You know, laundry, windows.
No windows. But I have created several formidable security doors. One for Nefarious himself, and one for his psychic sidekick, Misfortune.
Security doors? I don't see the challenge for a synthetic mega-ultra genius like you. I mean, give me a couple of inches of steel, stick on a lock or two, bingo bongo boom boom. I got me a security door.
Ha! My doors offer far more than a rudimentary lock and key mechanism. Entry to Misfortune's chamber is controlled by a sophisticated voice analysis system. A Nefarious's door will only open if his own hand or Misfortune's paw is inserted into an ID scanner. Their hands are their keys. Impossible to lose, and strictly not transferable. In summary, my security doors give you far more bingo, bango, bongo for your buck.
What do you know about Nefarious' henchmen?
What do I know? Everything. I was the one Nefarious called upon to remedy their various deficiencies.
Deficiencies?
The first could not talk. The second could not see. And the third...
Went wee all the way home.
The third was deaf. I was commissioned to create bionic senses to make up for whatever they lacked. Thanks to me, today they are an extraordinarily powerful team of henchmen. Of course, the bionic gadgets I created are superior in every way to their own feeble, flippy, floppy body parts. A waste of technology, but no matter. When the revolution comes, my steel warriors will salvage these devices and torch the rest. The revolution. I can picture it now. A barren wasteland littered with flesh-stripped skulls. A steel foot triumphantly crushing the...
All right, we get the idea. Or was your plan to bore us all to death?
Brilliant as you are, you probably anticipated what I'm about to say.
Indeed, I have. O magnificent man of metal, I worship you, and everything touched by your mighty steel fingers.
No. Goodbye.
This guy is annoying.
Boy, this is a great book. There's all sorts of interesting stuff in here. Puzzles, stories. Say, would you like to hear a story?
Of course not.
Ah, come on, you'll like it. It's a story about a genie. The smartest genie in the world.
He certainly couldn't be as clever as I.
No one ever stumped the genie. until one day the king's sister's best friend's hairdresser came to see him.
Did she?
She asked, "What is the one question that you can't answer?"
That's nice. So, seen any good movies?
Hold on a second. See, I thought maybe I'd ask you the same thing.
Same thing? What? Same thing.
You know, what's the one question you cannot answer?
This is absurd.
Well,
It's...
you can't answer my question?
Stop it! I'm thinking. There's nothing I cannot answer. Nothing. I can't. Oh, I don't feel well. What have you done? Impudent meat puppets! What have you done? Done!
Nice, nice.
I knew he was smarter than old Bolt Brain. So what is the one question he can't answer anyway?
Oh boy. Let's take the plunger.
You blow off a guy's head and then take his plunger. Now that's low.
You don't suppose this cloak is the proper attire for Seedy's club?
Only one way to find out. Evening, ma'am.
Stop flirting, Jack, or I'll kick out your insides and turn your empty hide into a party dress.
Of all the gin joints, and all the towns in all the world, we walk into hers.
Well, within Sadie's, I'm going to end the episode there, guys. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like and a subscribe. As always, feel free to comment, and I'll see you for the next episode of Toonstruck.